again, it's the quarterback pulling the trigger. So he got Bo Nix into the playoffs as a rookie a year ago. He may not have great numbers, but he's going to go along with what Sean Payton's going to tell him to do. And if you get 5 yards a carry, that's how you win games. You don't win games throwing the ball around. So if they can get a run game going, aren't they playing Eagle football? Run the ball, play defense? Football Friday, baby. Best phrase in sports, Football Friday. Woo. Hey, by the way, not to deviate too much, but Baseball Friday too, man. How about them Yankees? Yes, sir, baby. They move on and take on those Toronto Blue Jays now. And we shall see what happens with the Blue Jays and Yankees. Aaron Judge moves on. Phillies also, of course, they get the Dodgers. By the way, that's a great rivalry. Phillies and Dodgers, right? Brewers and Cubs. I think the Brewers are going to turn into a pumpkin, right? I think they're going to turn into a pumpkin. I thought Sills was a Dodger fan. No, I'm a Dodger fan unless they're playing. The only way I'm a Dodger fan is if they're playing the Padres, because I hate the Padres. So I'm a Dodger fan rooting against the San Diego Padres. All right? So keep that in mind. That's how I look at it. And I was the pregame guy for the San Diego Padres for 2 years. I was the official pregame show host for the San Diego Padres for 2 years. I was also the pre- and postgame show host for the San Francisco Giants. And I was also a postgame guy for the Tampa Bay Rays. How's that for you? Not just football, juniors. We are multitasking. Yes, sir, man. That's good stuff, though. I think baseball's really done a nice job. You know, I was just talking to Xander here. By the way, guys, do me a favor. You got it, Gabe. KMBR 68, the sports leader. Hey, Gabe, I'll give you an old school one. You ready, Gabe? Dan Sileo here on KMBR 68, the sports leader here on Sports Forum 68. San Francisco Giants' very own Barry Bonds will be on the program. We'll have him at around 6:30 following the game, right here on your exclusive home for the San Francisco Giants. KMBR 68, the sports leader. And we'll talk to Bonds, and then we'll have Dusty on at around 7:30 once he meets with the media. How's that for you there, brother? That's how Big Sills used to roll. Sports Phone 68 with Big Sills. Talking San Francisco Giants baseball with Barry Bonds, Dusty Baker, and yours truly, and also John Miller, who would occasionally join Big Sills, and we would talk San Francisco Giants baseball. How you doing? Old school stuff there in KMBR, absolutely. Look, I'm gonna start the program off by doing something that, you know, it's becoming more and more evident. Okay? It is. Okay? I mean, it's becoming more and more evident. And that is this. Last night, the Rams took a brutal fucking loss. That's a brutal loss, dude. To a banged-up San Francisco 49er team, 26-23, and I'm going to give the Eagles their flowers. Dude, they don't lose shitty games like that. They don't take the brutal loss. The Eagles do not take brutal losses. They just don't. And they figure it out. They won't make the last mistake. They're just not going to make the last mistake in a football game. They leave that to the other team to make that mistake, and they do. Damn, dude. I mean, that's a brutal loss. Remember, I did tell you this, though. San Francisco was going to win a boatload of games. It was going to win the West. They're going to win the West. And everybody in here, people on my network, people in Philly, were all telling me I was high. 49ers are going to win that division. Because of the schedule they play, and because, again, they're not bad. Mac Jones, 340-something yards in the ball game, has a couple touchdowns. The new Sam Darnold / Baker Mayfield / all these reclamation projects you're now seeing in the NFL. Boy, I'll tell you what, you may have lost a lot of money and a lot of draft picks when it came to Trey Lance. But if you really want to do something here, you might want to think of either trading Brock Purdy or Mac Jones, depending on who Kyle Shanahan feels he thinks can move his offense the best. Does it come down to Mac Jones and him keeping him? And then him keeping him on that contract and then moving that $50 million contract to Brock Purdy to somebody else? And then we find out really who Brock Purdy is? I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I agree with you, man. It's like a fucking practice squad team, the Rams. That's a brutal loss, dude. It is totally a brutal loss. I mean, hey, but that shows you the NFL, but it also shows you, in my opinion, that the Eagles have done something that other teams can't do. They can't avoid the shitty loss. I mean, the guy was great last night, Mac Jones. Hey, get this. So I guess Belichick fucking does know quarterbacks. Name me a quarterback Bill Belichick has drafted that hasn't gone on to be a starter somewhere. Name me one. Name me one. Name me one guy he's drafted that hasn't gone on to do shit. Shit, he even drafted Matt Castle. Name me one quarterback he hasn't drafted that hasn't gone on to do things. I don't know. Zappe started too. What round was Zappe drafted? Hey, man, I know. I saw that kid. He was throwing BBs for the Yankees last night. Thank you. Abe. Xander, look at this. Right out of the gate. That's how we do it on a Football Friday. Thank you very much, man. Thank you, Mac Jones. Thank you for all you do, Sills, and not fabricating fake news, WIP. Dude, that's awesome. Man, that's a way to start my fucking day. I love that, Abe. You are a GOAT in my eyes. Abe with the gigantic win. Abe, you're high on my list, bro. And it's not because you just did that. You know why? It's because you're here every day. We go to you. We value your takes. By the way, like Leon in here. See this? Like Leon? You guys that have content that's worth me saying, you guys are my content more than this and what I prep for. Hey, I know some of you guys just think I show up and talk. My topic page and all my little cliff notes that I prepare for your show. This is not just showing up and doing, hey, how you doing? Let's sit around here and be a meathead. I prepare for you guys every day. I owe that to you. Go Yankees. Fuck the Red Sox. You could say it, Lamar. I'm all right with that. That's really fantastic, man. Abe's kicking ass here. Absolutely. Get this? This show's trash. Thanks for being here. Guy walks into a restaurant, orders a meal, and says it sucks. How you doing? Thank you, I guess. What a win. What a merit badge. That's the kind of guy we love in this bitch. That's the kind of guy we love in here, man. That's the kind of guy we get in here. How you doing, baby? All right. Like I said, man, I got to start it out. And I got to start the program out by saying the Philadelphia Eagles do not take the shitty loss. They do not take the shitty loss. That's not who they are. Okay? I mean, oh my God, I wish I had a t-shirt. Welcome to the trash can. That's another great take. Welcome to the trash can. Hey, Dan Sileo here. National Football Show. Big Sills, welcome to the trash can. I want a fucking shirt made of that. Welcome to the trash can. How you doing? Get this, okay? No doubt about it. This game this weekend will tell us a little bit more about the Philadelphia Eagles, especially after a whacked out weekend and a whacked out week. We're going to get to it here in a minute, but you guys refuse to take the shitty loss. Other teams around the NFL and other coaches around the NFL, they have to just absolutely be kicking themselves because they can't avoid the shitty loss. And I told you, man, 49ers are going to win probably 12 games this year. They're going to win 12 games. All right. So let's get the Broncos and Eagles. At Lincoln Financial, give me some scores. I like starting the program out with that because I want to see a mindset of where you guys are. Okay, and what you think this weekend. I got mine. I'm going to give you my takeaways here in a minute, too. Okay, here's Kyle. 24-21 Eagles. Interesting. 25-18 Steven. 37-17 JoJo. All right. Bruce, 28-24. Wow. Xander, we got Grand Slams coming out here, man. We got Grand Slams right behind Abe in the trash can. Look at this. Big Z, what's going on here? How you doing? That's what I'm talking about. 16-13. All right. This sucked, but I can't stop watching. It sucks, but I can't stop watching. That's the ultimate compliment. This show sucks. I just can't stop watching it. Sills, what's the best way to attack the Broncos? We're going to get there. I promise you. I'm going to even write that down there, Philly 007. Promise you. Hey, man, that's really dope of you. Look at this. Dude, we're 16 minutes in. You guys are killing it. What's up today? I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful. By the way, Mark Schlereth at 4:30. Stank will be with us. Philly Godfather, 5:30. And Xander, of course, in his normal spot at 3:30. Programming note. Doug Peterson, the former world champion, head football coach of the Philadelphia Eagles, is slated for 3:30 on Tuesday of next week. We will talk to Dougie P. How you doing? And that's just for you guys. You guys have been asking for him for a while. So I went and I did my homework and I asked Howard Eskin to give me his number. He did. I gave Howard a few numbers. Dougie P said, Sills, absolutely. It played against you. Know who you are. We've talked in the past. And I said, Doug, so happy to hear that. So Doug Peterson will be with us at 3:30 on Tuesday of next week. We will talk to him and ask him things that the Philadelphia media would never ask him. About Jalen Hurts, about the Birds. They'll be coming off of that game against the Broncos. So that's there for you. And we will do that on Tuesday. So be looking out for that. What up, Sills? Thank you, Hollywood. 49ers are banged up and took it to the Rams. Absolutely. That's a brutal loss for the Rams. CMC or Barkley? Right now, today, Barkley doesn't get hurt. So I'm going to go Barkley. Okay? I'll go Barkley. Okay? I mean, I know I got what you're saying. CMC is off to a better start this year. Yes. Christian McCaffrey looks better. And you're right. He's a dual threat guy. He can catch the football. He's sensational. By the way, if you want to go down a lane here, okay, you want to go down a lane, McCaffrey's more of a Hall of Fame player than Saquon Barkley is. He's had a better career. I mean, maybe. 34-13, okay? McCaffrey's a special player. First ballot? Probably not. But he's going to get consideration. Where has Barkley had, outside of the 1 year, where's Barkley had a better career than him? Name me where. Name me 1 year where he was better than him. Outside of last year, in his entire career. Name me 1 year. Barkley all day? Where? He's not had a better career than Christian McCaffrey. I mean, nothing. He has done nothing. How about that? Like I said, Christian McCaffrey has 2 years in a row where he went over 100 catches and 1,000 yards receiving on Carolina and 1,000 yards running and led the NFL in rushing. (23-20) Broncos sales. Wow. Hurts will turn the ball over 3 times, forcing shit. Wow. Wait a minute. Christian McCaffrey has had better lines where? In fucking Carolina? What are you, drunk? Dan, your voice is like someone turned the volume up on sarcasm. But I still listen because you make even the most boring day feel like a fight. Eagles, 27. Broncos, 20. You know why, Caesar? I remind you of your friends talking shit to you every day, don't I? How you doing? Right? Hell yeah, Hurts will turn the ball over 3 times. He's a fucking moron. What? Straight out of Compton? Is that what that is? Hey, Sills, where's McCaffrey's clutch play? Barkley has proven to be more clutch in the playoffs. No, he hasn't. 1 year. 28-14, Broncos. Go Birds. What do you think, Sills? I like it. But I'm going to give you my take here in a minute. Promise you. This is a glorified preseason game for the Eagles. Broncos are nobodies. Okay? Sills, did you see Sirianni's presser? I did, and I almost cut my tongue off. He is such a dork. What a shitty press conference guy he is. Yeah, he couldn't answer. He can't answer any question. Asked him. He's so afraid. Well, my impression of Nick Sirianni, every time the reporters ask him a question, he fucking is too afraid to answer it. To me, it sounds like, hey, so what do you think of the Broncos this week? He goes, well, what do I think of the Broncos? Well, you take the hamburger out of the package and you put it in a frying pan and you flip it 3 or 4 times. Don't overcook the hamburger. And you put the hamburger, you want to put a little seasoning on? Put a little seasoning on the hamburger. You flip the fucking hamburger. You go a couple times. Turn it down a little bit so it doesn't overcook. Nick, what about the Broncos? Hang on. And then you flip the burger. You get a little cheese. You put the bucket cheese on it. Then you take it off the frying pan. Then you put it over in the corner over there. And then you let the cheese melt, not to a point where it looks ugly, but, Nick, what about the damn Broncos? Oh, yeah. Okay, next question. And, of course, all the knee pad reporters, they don't follow up on a shitty answer. You didn't answer the question, douchebag. That's all right. And, again, I got to – listen here, man. I'm getting a lot of heat from the Italian Defamation Society because I've gone after Bobo Patullo and I've gone after Nick Sirianni on Italian crime. Come on, Big Sills. You're a big member of the National Italian Federation of People in America here. the National Foundation of Italian Paisans and Wops. I don't know why I'm doing this. And you're right. I'm getting a lot from the Italian Defamation Society. People showed up to Sesame Street to see Oscar. Remember that. And hit the button. Okay, that's fair enough too. That's pretty funny. People watched Lawrence Welk too, right? Is that what you're telling me? I'm Lawrence Welk? Exactly, Dan. You're a brutally honest bar buddy. Roast us nonstop. Buy the next round and still call the Eagles by 7 over Denver. That's fucking hilarious, man. Nice job, Caesar. You guys are killing it today. Holy cow. Thank you very much. Hey, I might be able to buy a Corvette now. Hey, wait a minute. Wait. Yeah. I've had a pretty good week, though, I will say. Call me spoiled, but winning so goddamn much, it's either going to be a blowout or close one with these crazy teams. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, William, and I appreciate that. He's right, man. This thing's either going to be a blowout or this thing's going to be close. Okay, here we go. Corvettes for old people. All right. See here. Bobo and Fredo sends Italian culture back 100 years. How you doing? You know, I got to be careful because of my Italian folks here. All right, let me give you my takeaway. Guys, hit the like button. The Broncos have to get a run game going, and I think they can. I do not think the Eagles are playing that great running and run stopping. And I think that Broncos defense, even though the opponents that you're looking at, you got to remember something about that conversation when people want to look at it from 35,000 feet. You know, when Xander says this, and other people say this too. So let me ask you something. You go into a football game and you're missing some pieces. Doesn't the level of talent on your roster go down to the level of the opponent you're playing? Your level of competition and play does not stay here when you have lesser players. Isn't that correct? Take a look at the Eagle defense. The numbers right now are not near where they were a year ago. The level of talent comes down. Here, I'll give you an example. 2 weeks ago, the Buccaneers played the New York Jets. The Bucs have a better roster than the Jets. But let's just say this. Here's the Buccaneers roster, and here's the Jets roster. Mike Evans, gone. Godwin, gone. Tristan Wirfs, gone. Kalijah Cansey, gone. All of a sudden, you're even. So put everything in context. Who played? Who didn't play? That's why that game last night was a brutal loss for the Rams. And it was a spectacular win for the 49ers. A completely impressive win for 49ers. Backup quarterback, no Kittle. Bose is gone for the year. Okay? It is the Eagles' best interest to avoid playing Detroit or San Francisco away in the playoffs. San Francisco is getting Hendricks. Lynch will always improve the team. Yes. Okay? Yes. So remember, okay? Remember this here. You dumbass Eagle fans are going to get a rude awakening when the ship crashes. Well, that's wishful thinking. Since I've been covering the team, hey, how about this, James? I'm going to say this to you, James, and you're good, and I appreciate you here. You know that. James, their boat crashed and they had 11 wins. When most teams crash, they got 4 wins. So the Eagles' low bar is 11, and the Eagles' high bar is 14. Over the last 4 years, the Eagles have been no less than 11-win team and as high as a 14-win team twice. I don't know, dude. I don't see any 9-win games in there, 9-win teams or 10-win teams in there. I mean, you can say whatever you want, man. And a quarterback's this and the quarterback's that. But their low bar's 11. Their high bar's 14 wins twice in 4 years. Even I can't. Dude, you could be as critical as you want of anybody. And you could make a show of being critical of anybody. But you do have to put some context there going, well, wait a minute. They've won 14 games twice in 4 years. And their low bar is 11. Right? I mean, and right now, they're 4-0. So, I mean, winning has to matter in a conversation. Hey, this offense sucks. Passing game sucks. Quarterback doesn't really throw on time. Oh, they're 4-0. What? It stops that. Seals, 2024 Eagles would have put Denver away, okay? But this 2025 team, this team doesn't put any teams away, and it will not put any teams away. They're not built that way right now. If you let teams hang around, shit can happen. And that's why I opened the program up, though, Bob, by saying, bro, they don't take the shitty loss. You know what I'm saying? They don't take the shitty loss. So let me go here now. I think Denver can run the ball on you. You're not dominant in running the ball. Plus, Carter's hurt. Jalen Carter may have serious surgery any day now, depending on what happens in games. He's basically laying the groundwork to tell you, hey, look, I'm playing through something, but if you get into a football game, it may be a point where he has to take time off. And if you take time off with Jalen Carter and your D-line, you are fucking hosed. You don't have depth in that D-line. Not to the level of that guy. After last night, San Francisco might be a Super Bowl contender if they're a little more healthier. Yeah, I'm not – get this. They won last night. I'm not sold on them. But let's see how they play it out, okay? Huff looked great last night. He did. I mean, he's got 2.5 sacks right now, and he looked dominant last night. But again, he's being used differently than Vic would. Vic's edge rushers and Robert Saleh's edge rushers are completely different. All right, so I think you're struggling in the run game because why? You're struggling in the run game because Carter said it too. I'm not healthy. And he's just not healthy. And he's dated, in my opinion, he's week to week. And I think that's hurting your run defense. And your edges aren't very good. I heard John say this. Well, I'll give up 5.5 yards a game of play on the run. Boy, I won't. Not with a limited offense like Denver. Sean Payton, people keep going like this. It's Bo Nix versus Vic. Actually, it's Sean Payton versus Vic. Sean Payton versus Vic. I'm okay with that matchup. Vic's not done anything better in his career than what Sean Payton's done. As a matter of fact, he's been a better head coach. He's won a Super Bowl as a play-calling head coach, something Vic could never do. And he's resurrected a guy in Drew Brees. He's also been able to take this Bo Nix guy. There's nothing Vic Fangio has done on his resume that's anything more than Sean Payton. Where? What? Name me one thing. What's he done? Now, again, it's the quarterback pulling the trigger. So he got Bo Nix into the playoffs as a rookie a year ago. He may not have great numbers, but he's going to go along with what Sean Payton's going to tell him to do. And if you get 5 yards a carry, that's how you win games. You don't win games throwing the ball around. So if they can get a run game going, Aren't they playing Eagle football? Run the ball, play defense? I don't know what you're talking about here. You make it sound like you have some high-powered offense. You got high-powered players you can't get the football to, and you're injured in your O-line. Your O-line's not the best in the league any longer. So don't talk coming into this game like you're so inferior to them. You're not. By the way, do I think that Denver has talent that's in your room on both sides of the ball as a unit together, defense and offense? No, I don't think that. But you don't have better coaching than Vance Joseph's a pretty good coordinator on that defensive side of the football. I like him. I think Sean Payton's a hell of a play-calling head coach. Resume speaks to it. He's won a Super Bowl. You don't have the upper hand in coaching. You have the upper hand over Bo Nix because Vic is going to bring pressure on him. And I really don't think that Denver has skilled dudes, especially at the perimeter. So I think you're going to get a little bit of this. I think you're going to get a little bit of Vic going like, well, who exactly does Denver have on the perimeter that I have to be concerned with? Because at the end of the day, look at what he did even with Mahomes, right? Even with Mahomes, he was like, yeah, well, he don't have anybody. It's like Cortland Sutton. Okay, he's good. Troy Franklin, all right. Maybe Marvin Mims. I think these guys are nobody. They're okay. They're not going to threaten Vic on him bringing pressure. Now, where the Broncos have been great for a year and a half is in that O-line. They get the best O-line in football. And this is what's winning games for them, is their front seven and their offensive line. I got to tell you guys, you're looking at the beginning stages of the Broncos being built like the Eagles. You got a quarterback that is not really all that great in the pocket. You got a run game that can run the football. You got an O-line that is the number one O-line in all of pro football. You got a running back, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think Dobbins is averaging like, what's he averaging right now? 5.7 yards a carry. Is that not Saquon Barkley? A year ago? They're built like the Eagles. You're pretty much looking at the mirror image of what Philly and how they want to build their team. Okay, so this is how they want to build their team. And we'll get Mark Schlereth on, who works in radio, not only for Fox Sports, he does games, but he also does a radio show in Denver. And we'll talk to him. 3-time Super Bowl champion. We'll talk to him and get his thoughts. That'll be at 4:30. So they've built the football team like you guys. Now, they're not at the level of winning yet at what you guys have done, but this is what Sean Payton's doing. He's taking what you guys are doing in Philly, and he's duplicating it. Don't you see it? Or no? Number one O-line, a running back at 5'7", and playing defense. By the way, they've just been graded as one of the top defenses in pro football, if not the number one, and their front four is the best. By the way, the kid Zach Allen, I know him very well. He played in my high school conference back in Connecticut. He went to my aunt's in here. Hey, Bet, he's from New Canaan. Zach Allen, I believe, went to Boston College. And we kind of go back and forth. He played in the FCAC. I played in the FCAC. And he's a starting defensive lineman for the Denver Broncos. So we kind of text one another, and we go back and forth. And Zach Allen's from New Canaan and played his high school football at New Canaan. Won a couple state championships there, too. It's one of the top programs in the New England area, New Canaan Rams. So that's where he played his high school football. Then he went up to Boston College. And I think he was a second rounder out of BC, second or third rounder. Kyle Shanahan can coach his ass off. He's got Mac Jones out there throwing to bums with 300 yards, and we can't get AJ and Devontae the ball. I got you, Josh. So let me finish up here. No game you've played this year has been easy. Not one. As a matter of fact, every team that you've played has had their chance to beat you. And you couldn't put them away. You're not running teams off the scoreboard like you did last year. Not yet. And every single football team that you've played, again, the Rams beat the shit out of you for 3 quarters. And, we can go dissect each and every single one of them. So, how I see this, I think this game's going to be close for 3 quarters. And I think, again, because you don't have the capabilities. Okay? Get this. See this here? You don't have any ability to do any of that. That's wishful thinking and praying for shit to happen. You see this here? None of that is true. You haven't shown that one bit where you're good in offense. You're the worst offense in pro football right now. For the amount of talent that I give the Titans an excuse. That's a sorry-ass roster. What's your excuse? Get this. I get the Titans. They had the number 1 pick in the draft. What's your excuse? What's your excuse on why you have a horrible offense? What's your excuse? I'd like to hear it. What's your excuse for having the worst offense in pro football? What's your excuse? For your star receiver complaining all week, taking the focus off the game on Sunday. What's the excuse? Before I give you my prediction, what's the excuse why you're so bad? What is your excuse? Bobo Patullo? I don't think he's an excuse at all. I don't think it's his fault. He's being told what to do. What's your excuse why you're the worst offense in pro football? What is your excuse? Okay. I'm all right with that. Okay. Inconsistency? Bobo? Okay. Where's Bob? We don't run an offense. We run a philosophy. Holy shit, is that good? All right, let me give you this. I will agree to this. There is no way in the world that you can just dismiss how you win ball games. You don't turn the ball over. You don't make critical mistakes. And you do not lose shitty games. I don't think the Broncos are a shitty team. I think they're a team in infancy of kind of where you were in 2021. This reminds me of the 2021 Eagles, this Bronco team. Not quite there yet. 9-10 wins. They're adding good pieces to their team. And they're like, they're good. But they're not great. You know what I mean? This looks like the Bronco team that you're going to play, in my opinion, on Sunday reminds me of the 2021 Philadelphia Eagles, where they were putting their pieces together and they were putting on how they were going to win offensively. Okay? This defense is better. So maybe, I don't know how good the defense is because of the opponents that they've played. Okay? So, I've got 31-20. Eagles. I think it's close for a long time. And then I believe, hey, I'm Reyes. I think you're overrated. I think the Eagles are overrated. They're sure playing like it. 4-0 record, and you're the worst offense in football. That's overrated to me. Now, if you want to look at it at the other end, fine. But I don't have a problem with somebody telling me that the Eagles are overrated. You sure ain't fucking playing offensive football. All those players you have, your offense is overrated, bro. What did I tell you, fam? I called it. Sills is picking up the tab at the bar and yelling at our faces we suck. Hang on. Hey, Caesar, I got to be candid. I think you're better. I think you're better. I do. Seals were 49-14 since 22, went to 2 Super Bowls and beat 3 teams. No. That record means dick to me right now. You're 4-0, and I'm talking about 25. What you did 3 years ago, let me ask you something, Steven. If the damn organization doesn't want to talk about last year, why are you talking about 22? They didn't even want to come out and watch the damn banner fall. And you're sitting here quoting me 49-14. That's not what they do. You're the only one doing that. Not even your own football team you root for does that. Right? I think your offense is overrated. Jeffrey Loring playing Madden and Petula and Nick are all the fall guys. Always will be. Well, here, let me see something. Oh, it's again. Let me go here, and I'll give you my reasoning why you're overrated. I'm not quoting you something you've not done and how you're trending. Eagles are 30th in offense. You're 31st in passing. You're 15th in rushing. I mean, what are you talking about? Seals, what's your over-under on Jalen sacks that the Broncos D-line is legit? 3? He'll take 3 in this game. He always does. Let me see. Last year he had 51. Counting the playoffs. He averages about 38 a year. Where is he in sacks right now? Let's see how high he is up in sacks. He'll always be high in sacks because he takes sacks. He doesn't throw the ball away. Let's see. What's he in sacks? He's 8th. Cam Ward, horrible line. Lamar, which is insane. Kyler Murray runs around too much. Drake May, O-line's not great. Geno, Rodgers, and Stafford, to be expected, 2 37-year-old guys. And then there's actually the 2 guys that kind of look compatible are Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts. As a matter of fact, get this. Carson Wentz has played in 2 games and has 523 passing yards. Hurts has played in 4 and has 609. Yeah. Holy shit. What's that? Good grief. Damn. So I got 31-20. I got to get to Nick. By the way, Mark Schlereth will join us at 4:30. Xander's going to join us at 3:30. So you're saying we have a change. Chance. I'm assuming you mean chance. Which half will be the bad one this Sunday? That I can't tell you, senor. Against Sean Payton, and it's at home. I'm going to say the first half. Because I think they're going to want to see what Denver does. And one thing is definitely true. The Philadelphia Eagles are definitely an opportunistic team. They are smart football players. Their IQ on that team is exceptional. Seals, the Eagles beat the Bucks and Rams in basically 2 quarters of football. I know. Mac, 300-yard game with practice squad caliber receivers. Told you. It was an absolutely embarrassing loss for the Rams. Something you guys don't do. You're obsessed with the amount of passing. No, I'm not. I'm obsessed with the same thing your players are obsessed with. Balance. Stupid take. Passing numbers, balance. There's no such thing as wanting a particular number of passes, guy. It's fucking balance is what they're all looking for. Stupid. Got a buddy out in Philly for the game. Where should I go for some cheesesteaks? I like that. What's the over-under that we get AJ tweet after the game? Xander thinks he's going for 150. I say AJ Brown has 4 catches for 50 yards in this game. Are you under the impression? Okay, get this. See this here? He's about to cook. Really? What would lead you to believe that? That because AJ cried all week, that the coaches are going to change their mentality? Yeah, okay. Yeah. Highly unlikely. I can't wait to get Doug on here and ask him how much the analytics people are involved in the game plan. And we're going to put everything to bed. Hey, if I were the Eagles, I would do everything I could to stop that interview. Because I'm going to ask him questions how you run your organization. I got him with 3 for 27. Seals really think Hurts sucks inevitably? No. Dude, Jalen Hurts is in my conversation for the most valuable player this year. Absolutely. Jalen is winning ball games. He's going to win ball games this year with 140 yards passing, 65 yards rushing, and 2 TDs to 3 TDs a game. That's what he is. That's all he needs to win. If I was a defensive coordinator and I played against Jalen Hurts and he beat me, get this. So he said I'm lying. Well, let's take a look at what he's done then. Where's Jalen Hurts? He says I'm lying. Okay. Let's see. If I'm lying. So, let's see what he's done in trending in 4 games. So, RC3 says I'm lying. 609 divided by 4 equals 152. I was off by 5 yards. 152 yards a game is what he's throwing the football for. Let's go over here in rushing and see what Jalen Hurts is averaging and rushing. And then we'll see if RC3 calls me a fucking liar again in every single thing that he's done this year so far. I said 145. He's averaging 152. Let's see in the run game what he's doing and how many yards he's averaging in the run game so far. There we go. So far, Jalen Hurts has 179 yards rushing. Oh, I'm a little under that one. He's got 45 yards rushing. I said 145 yards passing and 65 yards rushing. That came out to 210. What he's at reaction is 197. I was off 20 yards. That's exactly what he's fucking doing. So RC3 doesn't know what he's talking about. Two outcomes for Sunday. Either KP gets aggressive and it works big, or he's aggressive and they lose on INTs. The latter will be boring as fuck rest of the year. That's right. I guess AJ doesn't like reading books. Did I miss this one here? I got it. Okay. So once again, RC3 is fucking lost. And I told you exactly what he's been doing. He's not going to deviate off of any of that. As a matter of fact, if you look at it, he's on pace to beat teams with 2,500 yards passing. I can't remember the last guy threw for under 2,700 yards in the NFL. Crazy. For 17 weeks. Whew. In this spot, all the noise makes work week more serious. Okay? Denver never plays us. Not used to game plan. Short week, long travel. Denver gets BTA, belt to ass. Okay? Have you beaten anybody belt to ass? But this week it's belt to ass. All right, I can't say no yet. I don't know. Seals, the Eagles put themselves in a position to capitalize on opponents' mistakes. In a league built for parity, games come down to one or two drives. Create one or two turnovers and you win. That's the game plan. Absolutely true. Yes, sir. And that's why he doesn't have a job. Correct. Hey, that racist. He had to do it once. Okay. I get it. Has a quarterback ever won MVP with not even 2,000 yards passing? I don't think so. Stills, as of today, is Campbell the front runner for Defensive Rookie of the Year? I'll tell you, I got a ballot. And I'll tell you right now the favorites to win the NFL Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year. I got a ballot for that. NFL Defensive. I think you can ask that question now. First month of the season. NFL Defensive Rookie. I got to type this into the NFL alumni. NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year race. Abdul Carter. The kid Watts, safety for the Falcons. Cheswinger, linebacker for the Browns. Jahad Campbell. Mikael Williams, edge rusher, 49ers. Jalen Walker. Falcons. Those are your candidates for the NFL Rookie of the Year defensively. So, see here, double check here. Let me see what the votes are. Let's see who's trending. Abdul Carter's number one right now. Emeka Egbuka from the Buccaneers is number one. Actually, the odds have shifted. Jahad Campbell's 2. Carter's 1, Abdul Carter. Cheswinger is 3. Williams from the Falcons is 4. Mike Green from the Ravens is 5. That kid, Shamar Stewart, the kid from the Bengals, is on this list. Jalen Walker, Malachi Starks. Those are your guys. So right now, 4 games in, he's in the conversation. Good. So, and I think it's going to come down to who and if they win and how much they win during the regular season. Abdul Carter is the dude, though, man. He looks absolutely great. Sills, don't watch games. He don't know who's playing good. Sills, is Jaden Daniels still the best quarterback in the NFC East? Most talented? Who else would it be? Dak? If there's only one other quarterback that's really playing great quarterback right now in the NFC East, that's Dak. Jaden's been hurt for 2 weeks. Hurts has the worst passing offense in pro football. How's he playing great? For me, he has a different metric, just like Jason Cole said yesterday. Dan, speculating season statistics based after 4 games is whacked? No, it's not. That's how game plans are built. No, it's not. That's how NFL game plans are built. How do you think they went and how would you game? Well, let me ask you this, Ray. How the fuck would you game plan the Broncos? Based on what? Ray, how would you build a game plan? Okay, it's super whack. Okay. How would you build the game plan preparing for the Broncos? Let me hear how you guys, and I'll tell you how one's built. How's the game plan for the Broncos built? Help me out here. Seals, can you ask why the Bucks passed on Campbell? Was it because of the injury history of Mbuka? Was a better prospect? I didn't really like the pick of Mbuka, but now I do. Tendencies. Whoa. There's a smart man. Okay? Let Vic do it. He knows them best. That's fucking whacked. He's been out of there for 3-4 years. 4 games shows you tendencies. Correct. And what else, Bob, would you add to that component? Common opponents. That's how you build a game plan. Last 4 games tells you the tendencies of what teams want to do. You guys couldn't come up with a game plan to save your fucking life. He knows Sean Payton? Get this. Let me show you how dumb this take is. Knowing Sean Payton has nothing to do with tendencies of a quarterback skill set on how you're going to. He's telling you that he built the same game plan that he built for Drew Brees for Bo Nix. Are you a fucking idiot? That's like saying that they build the same game plan for Joe Burrow and give it to Jalen Hurts. What a stupid take. You don't even know how teams build game plans. So when you say that's whacked, you're fucking nuts. You have no idea how a game plan's built.